What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for Proto-GT in the Ford GT2 at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Mosport, to those of us that are old. And we'll see how this goes. Unfortunately, we're the only Ford GT again today, only 7 cars. It is Friday night time recording because I have been sick all week. I have not been on the sim at all in 7 days. So just wanted to get a race in. So this one's going official. Only 2 races this week have had multiple Ford GT2s in it, and they've both been during the U.S. afternoon, working time. So unfortunately, didn't have the luxury of finding a good race. I'm going to desperately try to find a Clio to race with at Lime Rock Park. But again, because it's so late in the week, because I missed 4 days, that's going to be tough. So I just hopefully will get a race in. But I wanted to get this in. I just wanted to get something in so that you'd have a video for Monday. Again, probably best I don't talk too terribly much. My throat still hurts. I have a cough drop in right now. My nose is still running. You can probably hear I'm a little bit stuffy still. So definitely not 100%, but excited to get this going, and hopefully we'll just have a nice, chill, calm race. Can just make some laps. Don't feel 100% great about the car, so we'll see how it goes. But Will's preparing for SRX. Nico is running the Indy 500 right now. I'm going to sneeze, so I apologize. Hold on. Nope, it'll come in a second. So anyways, we'll get back in Discord with those guys, and we'll get on the grid, and hopefully just have a nice, chill race. So I apologize about, again, my lack of preparedness, but I appreciate you still sticking by and hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, usually they'll let you go all the way until like the first race runs, so.
And that makes sense. It was the hour before the race, or 2 hours before the race, something like
Need more
that.
Kleenex. Fuck. I'll be right back.
You fucking idiot, dude. Oh my god. I think my car's done. We'll see. Yeah, my car's dead, dude. I can't believe that guy did that.
Yeah, that was... Just heads up into the next corner, you don't loop it. Of course, everybody has to try to stick their nose in.
Still
Surprised
alive,
I didn't
Nico?
get a meatball. I don't know
Some
how.
Oh, fucking A. I realized my Kleenex box was empty, like, as the field
Yeah,
started
someone
rolling
just
off.
parked it right in front of me, man. It was pretty special.
That sounds about right.
But hey, now I can do SRX.
Oh, you are
I mean,
dead?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I don't
still
know
on
yet.
track. They might tell them it's not repairable, but I'd probably log as many laps as you can.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're keeping it on track, so. The guy who parked in front of you is crying.
Sounds about right. Somebody else's fault.
A Felipe? No, that's he's ahead of me,
Josh?
man.
No,
No, it
was
was
it? Okay.
Felipe, the 25 car that is the freaking New Garden guy that Justin was watching earlier.
Of course
Oh,
it
was
is.
it? Okay.
You called it too.
I didn't realize. Like, once the contact was made, I forgot about what he was doing. I was just focused on if your tires would stay on.
I thought for sure I was dead.
I think a little bit of netcode saved you there.
Yeah, that's true.
Your tires flopped and then like reattached.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you might be okay actually, other than some aero damage.
Yeah, they could replace the nose.
Moss Corner in the Ford GT2 is fucking hard.
Yeah, I'll probably do an open next week with my dad.
Oh, cool. I might try to do that, depending on how this one goes.
He'll be intense. He wants to like lead every lap. He got to like 3,200 iRating only running Indy.
That's brave.
Like, he didn't know any better. He just like, I like it, I'm gonna run it.
Fair enough. Props to him.
In fact, he got a setup from Adam Blocker for the race. So I tested that a little bit. I need to run your setup, Justin.
Well, I don't do that, so my set might be like geometrically correct, but it's probably shit.
Oh, so Adam's setup wasn't like, there was nothing. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, Josh, I think you and our cars might get pulled after we pit for fuel next.
Like, Adam's a pretty top tier indie driver,
Yeah.
and his setup looked like something I could have built if I just put the effort in. There was nothing that stood out to me that was like, oh, that's an exploit.
Interesting. Good.
I don't know why I don't even know how my dad ended up with a setup from him, but he literally used to race with those guys all the time. So
Interesting. I'm surprised you don't have any contacts from Wyvern.
You know, I'm just kind of shy, I guess. Didn't engage a whole lot.
Sure.
The only one I actually really dealt with was George, the main dude, because I used to do some like videos for him to post on social media and stuff. But outside of that, everybody kind of had their own.
Jeez.
Really...
Whole ass fucking wheel there. We almost just ran over. Oh, there's a huge crash. Okay, it's going well. Oh, the one car's dead. Oh no. Oh no, what a disaster. This is pretty Proto-GT. This is actually like Indy 500-esque. Holy shit. Got to label this one top split drama.
Positive makes it loose, negative makes it tight.
Yep. Help them.
Well, they're giving each other the wrong information, man. I'm not going to be the asshole that gives someone the wrong information.
That's where you say nothing.
That's true. I could have said nothing.
The IndyCar Discord's funny. Somebody asked about it, and asked about the ARB, and someone said that's communist for sway bar. Then like a couple hours later, somebody said, yeah, and weight jacker's just commie for wedge.
That's funny.
So
what's interesting is the Silver Crown's weight jacker is opposite of the IndyCar.
Yeah. I never knew which was correct, but
the first time I ever drove the Silver Crown, I was like, oh, I know how this works. I'm a genius. It was getting worse and worse. I'm like, car sucks.
There's something not right here.
God, I'm so fucking on the practice. Holy shit.
I'm surprised I haven't had to touch any of that stuff yet, man.
I'll bet you if you're in clean air or trying to run in dirty air, it would be a lot different, but since you're basically just trying to live, it's probably not very noticeable.
Good point. Because when I was doing that AI race, I was trying to be freaking a hero during the whole race because it's AI, and I was messing with the weight jacker the whole race.
Yeah, I really need to do more IndyCar stuff. I need to quit being a sissy about it. Although their hourly races seem to suck for them too. I really hope they go back from that.
Yeah, I hope so too, man.
I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal. And I was pretty like open-minded about it.
Yeah, so was I, and then I saw how bad it got. For some series, I guess. I mean, for the rookie series, unless you're chasing points, it's not the end of the world.
What's funny to me though is like rookie Miatas every 15 minutes, Indy 500 qualifying every hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like that could have went every 15 freaking minutes.
Yeah, no, yeah. If it's a qualify, I don't understand why qualifiers don't go every 15 minutes, unless it's like a server capacity thing. Like, I don't know how.
Rookie races.
Like iRacing's back end, how many servers they have.
But like every series used to have detached qualifying, so that's not it.
Yeah, but how long ago was that?
I don't know, 6-7 years.
Oh my god.
It was a long time ago, and it was like that for the first 10 years or whatever. I'll leave the drivers right here, Jason.
Gotcha. Oh, I haven't done a single lap of North
Drive it in really high, if it's anything like it was in season 1.
Second groove?
Like 5th groove.
Sounds safe.
Like, drive it in higher than you think you'll need to. It's weird how much time you'll find.
So now we're going to listen to the guy that retaliated at Texas.
It wasn't retaliation.
Really?
It was me driving in deep, and I accidentally gave him a bump and run. Had he not done that to me the lap before, I would have probably used the brake pedal a lot sooner. I'll put it that way.
What are brakes?
I'm just upset because I could have got like P4 or P5 if I didn't get shoved up into the third lane.
Yeah.
But whatever. P7 wasn't terrible. Is there a race on tonight that I should be watching instead of doing this?
Supercars are at Simmons Plains, but I don't know when that starts.
I think
Where do we watch
ARCA
that
was
at?
tonight, right?
Yeah, Daniel did say that. Might be over though.
It's probably another one broken. Yeah, Jason Branch, his name looks familiar.
Here's the question: why does every freaking series have to race in freaking nighttime fog now?
Dude, I love
Something's
taking
wrong with iRacing's
screenshots.
weather model.
I love taking screenshots in the daytime, but I swear it's like 1 out of every 100 races.
Yeah. Can't remember the last time I raced in the sun.
ARCA next week is looking to be cloudy and foggy as shit.
That's stupid.
That's stupid.
That car
Yes.
does not need it.
Get seasonal affective disorder. Fucking iRacing.
Sad.
Hey, let me ask you guys, does braking generate tire heat?
Yes.
Okay, that's not strange. Just I found something for ARCA next week. You don't even have to fucking brake. You just lift off and let the engine brake and get you in the turn.
Doesn't surprise me.
Where are they at?
Talladega. Are opposite answers.
National
What was it? Sorry.
Speedway.
Nashville? Oh, okay.
That sounds crazy.
Because it was till about lap 15 in the run that I was braking, but then I decided, all right, let's try this. Just lift off, and then 2 laps later, I'm instantly like 1/10 and a half to 2/10 faster, just because that right front tire heat is going away.
That's crazy.
I'm just like, what other tracks have we gone to so far that I didn't think to try this? Probably none of them really. Dover being the only one I can think of where you can maybe not brake. Oh, but anyway, you doing SRX?
Yeah, I'm gonna should register here. I'm just literally getting my first lap.
Oh shit, that's in 20 minutes, huh? Damn.
Hey, keep going though. You can keep making up spots, man.
That's true.
Right,
15
well,
more
I'm gonna
laps.
get signed up for SRX, and then I'm gonna go swap some laundry, so I'll be back in a couple minutes.
I am gonna get destroyed here. I love when you're doing laps by yourself in practice, and it's like you set fastest lap.
That's second to when the spotter's like, we're in a great position for some hardware when you're in the class by yourself.
Justin, what exactly is a GT2 car? Or will? I guess either you guys.
I was
can
gonna say,
answer.
how much in depth do you want here?
Like-
I
I know what a GT1 car is, and I know what a GT3 car is.
well, you do a little math. You subtract the GT1 car from the GT3. I honestly don't know that well, to be quite honest. I couldn't. If you showed me a car, I could point to it and probably guess. But
Well,
like, the
GT3
rules-
used to be a lot more dumbed down like 20 or 25 years ago than what it is today. Like GT3 was not a leading GT category in the same way that GT1 and GT2 were. GT1 was
Yeah.
much more, it was born from like GTLM, like in the late 90s with the like CLK LN or LMR or CLR, whatever it was called, and the Toyota GT1, which was in like technically a GT category, even though they were basically prototypes. And that bore the turn of the century stuff like the Chrysler Viper. The C5R was technically a GT1 car for a little bit. And the classes that raced like in the early 2000s were like GT, like prototypes, like as you think of stuff from 2000s in Le Mans, and then GT1 cars like the C5R, the Chrysler Viper, the Celine S7 were all GT1s or GT2s depending on the regulation. And GT3 was more stuff like what the early Porsche Cup cars were. BMW M3 GTR was more of a GT3, or again could have been a GT2 depending on regulations, but GT3 was a lot more like what GT4 is compared to GT3 and GT2 and GT1 now. Faster,
okay.
but it was a lot less of like Aero Monster, Grip Monster, Unlimited Traction, ABS, TCS, etc. It was just another step down, and so GT1, GT2, and GT3 really were kind of a tier ladder of categories, even though they were all semi-similar and run similar.
As far as ABS and traction
correct.
goes,
And so
yeah,
GT2 was kind of killed off in favor of GT3, partially for cost, partially for usage worldwide, and the amount of competitors that built to the regulations, and then GT1 in the late 2000s, like C6 era, early C6 era, kind of morphed into GTLM/GTE, which became obviously GTE, and so then we had GT3, which was like the kind of modern, what you think of the start of the modern GT3, along with, sorry, I'm letting the Honda go, what you think of as a GT3 car now, but 10, 15 years ago, and then you mix that with GT1s, which was like the C6R, stuff like that, obviously the Aston that we have on iRacing, etc. And then that kind of became what GTE was, and then GTE obviously became the GTE cars that we have alongside GT3. When GTE became too expensive and there weren't as many manufacturers involved, all that stuff, then they killed off GTE in favor of just making basically everything worldwide GT3 or GT4 for the series that preferred something a little slower and cheaper.
Okay.
That was a terrible explanation, but it's
no,
basic.
More than what I knew.
Yeah, no, that was a lesson.
I forgot to put push to pass on my car.
Someone say that?
No, that's what I was saying.
Where's my Q trim?
For real.
Q turbo.
Like 2.5 seconds difference.
Right.
Oh, the leaders are 3 seconds behind me, and I got 8 laps of fuel.
All right, mid-race Kleenex.
Looks like Billy's race is done. He posted slowing for a wreck and blinking at the wrong time.
For what race?
His Indy 500.
Oh,
He honestly, he does look like he kind of over slowed down. But just don't know.
that's the kind of shit that I would cause a wreck. Is I'd slow down too much for checking up, and then the person behind me would just run me over.
I survived the mid-race Kleenex, even though I did not think and take both hands off the wheel briefly. It's fine.
When I used to race
You
go-karts,
can
I
drive
was-
with your knees. No big deal.
Not in the sim. It's on a tray table.
Yeah, so the ergonomically, I don't think.
Yeah, my legs are long, but they're not that long.
I remember one time when I was racing go-karts, I got sick one time and sneezed in the helmet. It was pretty nasty.
Oh, I didn't even get to tell you guys about Road America last week.
Kyle
because I haven't been
Larson's
on.
passing me.
Ask him, say, hey, Larson. See if he- Can you hear me?
When's your flight?
Oh, and we got Kyle Busch car too.
M&M's or the wheat stuff?
M&M's.
Kellogg's. CarQuest.
Finally starting to get a little tight.
Yeah,
Maybe that's just
honestly,
air, though.
I would put it up to like 2 on the jacker myself. That
Okay.
is kind of like my 0 from what I've done in
Oh,
practice
okay.
with the set. Like to me, like +2 puts the back end in the air just enough. It actually makes it a little more efficient according to the ride heights in the aero calculator.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
I hate that Will knows SAPs more now because now I can't just blatantly lie to make myself sound good.
You can. I don't. I only know just enough to lie to. as long as we corroborate our lies.
Yeah.
You know what? The moment where I realized that iRacing might be a pretty good sim is I was at this dirt track race, and they were arguing over the stagger of sprint cars. And everyone's like, no, the stagger's only like an inch or 2. And then like this kid comes up, it's like, well, in iRacing, the stagger's like 4 inches.
You know, I crew chiefed the sprint car for like 6 months or so.
Uh-huh.
And
What is the stagger? Is it like 3 or 4 inches or?
No. I think I never ran less than 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably a lot.
It's honestly like 6 to 10 inches was the range I dealt with.
And maybe that's what it was, because everyone was like saying like 2 or 3 or 4. Then maybe that's what the kid said. No, it's 7 or 8.
on the front, you could probably get an inch or 2 of stagger, but the rear, I think in Paris when it was slicked off, I think I went as low as 6 one time, and half of that was because we didn't have enough good tires. So,
Right.
but yeah, no, I get 8, 9, 10 inches, no, all day long.
Yeah, so that's just a funny story of the time where I realized, okay, setups, iRacing, this game might be a good sim to look into.
It's closer than
Well,
people give it credit for, even though stuff is broken.
So when I decided to do something different than Project Cars, it was an empty box video, and he was talking about the Corvette GT1 and how like when the brake temperature would affect tire pressure.
Quick question, should I take tires on the stop or no?
How many sets do you have?
Unlimited?
Yeah, I honestly, with your condition, if you have a little bit of damage, I would just grab a fresh set of tires, top it off, fix whatever damage you have. And I honestly say if you just keep yourself in a safe spot, it's really more of a fuel mileage race than a tire wear race towards the end. You basically want to finish the race with as little gas as possible.
Right.
So like this early on, I would just not risk putting myself in a bad spot.
Okay.
Like tires make a difference, but like the core strategy should be timing your pit stop so you in the race out of gas.
Is the empty box video at Suzuka?
I think so. I think, yeah, because I think he was even mentioning it while, I mean, it was out of car shots too. I can't remember the whole context of the whole video, but when he was talking about like the realism on that level, I was like, okay, yeah, this is it. But I almost think they were driving around Suzuka.
It's one of the videos that's in my Saps channel now. It's the one that's about comparing to Sims and why iRacing is the best at what they do.
Okay, yeah, that would have been the one that was like, okay, I'm going to look into iRacing, and I think I'm going to go with iRacing.
Yeah.
And then I saw they had dirt, and I'm like, okay, cool, that's sign me up. And I think I spent like probably a week or 2 weeks messing with setups on the dirt street stock before I ever even did an official race.
That car was so good before they ruined it.
I think they just listened to Tune Crybabies.
Yeah, it still says I have wheel damage. That's a bummer. But who knows if it's actually making me slow though too.
You should keep an eye on your tire wear though. That's another reason to get tires in case you have some weird camber going on here.
Yeah, let me check that. 92.88 on the rights and 97.96 on the lefts.
So the rear's got a little more wear.
Yeah.
I Are you still running 5-2 on the bars? 5 front, 2 rear?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am. Yeah, 5.2.
I would go down to, well, you still running positive 2 on the jacker?
I'm running 4 now.
Okay. I would just leave it alone if you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I would say if you start to feel it in traffic, I would go down 1 click on the front bar before I added more to the weight jacker.
Okay. Go down on the front bar before adding more to the weight tracker. Okay.
Correct, yeah, because I think what the weight jacker is now, you're kind of using the rears a little bit more. The lowering that front sway bar some is going to use the fronts a little bit more, because you don't want to overly burn up one side of the car.
Right.
Oh, I am the 6th one. We're going official. I should turn OBS on.
Is Taylor joining too?
Taylor, he should. Actually, I literally forgot today was even Friday. I feel like he joined up, and then we did 1 race, and then the next week it didn't even go official. And then I forgot this week. I was just exhausted.
Yeah, I'm going down on the front already.
And yeah, I probably wouldn't go less than 3. Because if you were 5, I'd say 4, maybe 3 at the lowest. But it's just trying to balance that wear across the car is all.
Right. Okay.
But as soon as you feel that back end, you get a little free, or if you ever feel uncomfortable off a corner, drop the rear to 1, because in my mind, I've been burnt. Anytime I've ever self-spun or wrecked an Indy car, I had more than 1 in the rear sway bar.
Oh, okay.
But that could have been just a Lionheart setup thing, how they did it. So.
Oh, were they using fixed setups?
It was
Or
fixed.
were they using the fixed iRacing setups or their own iRacing? Or their own fixed? Oh, okay. You betcha.
It could have just been a skill issue on my part. So, like, literally, if I see a setup that has anything, like, if it's more than 2, I'm definitely going to lower it to 2. But the faster I could get that to 1, the better I feel.
Okay.
I registered. It's like nobody else had. Or nobody. It still says 5. The only other oval coming up this season for Indy Open is Gateway. And I don't even know how you would do a setup for that track, honestly. So if you prioritize 1 and 2 or 3 and 4.
What's the wider?
Really good question.
I think
1 and 2 is
the
really
wider
tight.
radius.
Well, the thing is, like, the most time to gain, like, as a driver is 1 and 2. Like, you can make a big difference there as a driver.
Yeah.
Because you actually have to brake and downshift and hit your marks.
Uh-huh.
But, like, I feel like 3 and 4, if you prioritize that, like, you're flat foot basically off of 2 all the way back around to 1.
That's what I think it would be, because if you have a wider radius on the turn, you can pull more speed out of it, right? And have a lower lap time. And then you can make up the other time on braking, right?
I was gonna say,
like
it's
you would at
probably,
Martinsville.
well, you don't really brake that much even, but it's probably also easier to kill yourself in 1 and 2, so.
Yeah, well, no, maybe I suck. After about like 10-15 laps, you actually brake pretty decent in 1 and 2.
Do you?
There's kind of like an art to like how it's almost like trail braking to the apex.
Sure.
But I would say, I think it's like 40-50% brake pressure, and then you kind of just ease off until you get to the apex. It's tricky to do it fast. Like, you can just kind of dive in there and brake less, but then you just abuse your right front.
Right.
I told my dad about it the other day. He said, "Oh, that's fun. I love that place. You actually have to drive." Like, he hates when something's just flat foot. But then he's not that good, so it's like, I don't know why you like this so much. It's like he wants to race the hardest possible thing with the highest skill level, while putting in no effort to get better or practice. Like, you just let skill.
Yeah, he won't
Get
come
him
race
through
stuff with us.
You know, he don't even have Discord on his phone. Like, he's old. Like, Discord is a computer app. He opens and wants to talk while we're playing games. And so it's, I try. If it's IndyCar related though, it'd be a lot easier. He'd probably drop what he was doing. Like, okay, let's go.
I think if you did Porsche Cup and IndyCar though, you'd get a ton of views from that because there aren't a lot of people that do that.
Dude, Porsche Cup is, I don't want to say scary is the right word. It just, literally, I did 5 minutes of practice and then practice.
Sounds about right.
And it's, so like, I did kind of sideswipe him, but he also got a slowdown, and I was going to draft him initially. But then once I realized what was happening, like, I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to buzz the tower here. And so, I mean, I did instigate a little contact, but not intentionally. Just, I misjudged the width of the car. But then he rammed me, and then just pushed me into the wall. And then got on the radio and was like, "You hit me first." I'm like, "So you're admitting to this?" Like, tell them I said hi.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, there's debris on the track.
Yeah, I had to put the video together. I instigated. I was not innocent, but I also wasn't a complete idiot. But also, dude, 7 incidents per race.
That's a
That
lot.
dude literally had like a 7 or 8x race and gained safety rating.
I'm
Like, how?
more impressed that Steve was able to figure out who it was.
Dude, and I was very specific not to like name drop or like. That was actually because he found it fairly quick too.
Yeah.
I was like, I had to go back and like, did I screenshot that wrong or like I didn't put a name? I cropped it proper. If you look at my Discord, you can see like half the guy's name, like the top half. Because I figured if anybody wanted to really look, like, it's a fun puzzle. Like, no, Steve, don't even need that. He figured it out.
Popsicle sticks. I wish I had a popsicle.
So I'm starting to feel tight now, and there was a wobble coming out of turn 4.
Are you in dirty air?
The car in front of me is a second and a quarter ahead of me.
That shouldn't be too bad. I would take. What are you on the front and rear bars?
4 on the front and 2 on the rear.
Drop the rear to 1. That should help fix that stability a little bit. And you said the wobble's only on exit.
Yeah, it was on exit.
I would go up 1 on the weight jack. The weight jacker's gonna kind of affect it through the whole corner, but the rear bar should hopefully snug it up on the exit part. So,
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm at 4 on the front, 1 on the rear, and then the weight jacker's at +5. And then does the engine map, does that matter at all in this race or not really?
if you want to save fuel, go to 8 under caution. So 1 through 5 are your oval settings. 1 is max power, 2 less, 3 less. 6 and 7 are like I call those the road course settings, with 6 being aggressive, 7 being less aggressive. 8 is for cautions.
Okay.
But for what you're doing, I would just leave it in 1.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to save fuel under caution without like a fuel calculator telling you like decimals. Anything else in between is just kind of a waste.
Right.
If you wanted to like maybe save fuel drafting somebody, you could go down to like 2, 3, 4. But at that point, just lift.
Yeah.
I've never found that fuel maps are a big deal there because you lose so much time on the straights that you don't really gain anything versus just flying and hitting.
Yeah, no, I've played with it. Like, it would be nice to have those settings in like a cup car at Daytona
Yeah.
for like lifting in the draft.
Mhm.
But the way the Indy car is in the draft is like I would just rather lift and one. Yeah, most road courses I'll go to 6 or 7. I think it's like 6 is dry, 7's wet. But like at Belle Isle, I'll put it on 7 just because I know I kind of suck.
Too much damage. Too much damage.
But those are kind of a more traditional butterfly throttle effect versus the
Okay.
linear power application.
All right, we made it. Not dead.
I didn't even have a front bumper.
And I'm making all of this up, Nico. I'm just kidding. I actually know what I'm talking about. I actually know what I'm talking
Take
about.
everything I said and throw it out the window.
Uh,
I watched
That's
one of
funny.
Brendan Hyperstar's videos, and yeah.
Oh, all right.
I tell him to put it on 8, and everyone's wondering, like, how did Nico get 100 laps on fuel? Oh, we got 9 registered,
Dang,
so it's
like-
gonna go official.
I don't know if there's any guys in this race that are like serious IndyCar oval guys, or if we're all just a bunch of tacks.
I,
I'll be right back.
oh,
That's funny. They're funny. So yeah, again, sorry that was probably a pretty boring race and probably is a clickbait title. Did I get 82 points? 83 points. We're making our way up in the world. Yeah, again, sorry that was kind of a boring race. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed the little quick history lesson on GT1, GT2, GT3, GT4. I'm not entirely sure it's accurate. As far as I know, it's pretty accurate. But again, if you know more than I do, correct me down below, said Nico, and Will and I can learn. But yeah, tough break for Jason. At least I saw that he killed himself, so it wasn't like he got killed, which is, it's never good either way. But it's, you can live with it, like I said, if you do it to yourself versus getting taken out of it. So yeah, that's another one in the books. We finished 5th overall, 0x. Only car was 0x, which is nice. And got my Ford race in. Again, going to desperately try to find the Clio to race with, get that in. But again, limited on time. Apologies for sounding the way I do and being sick and spending so much time out of the rig. Desperately trying to get better, trust me. I do not like feeling like this, but just going to be that way. So yeah, hopefully you'll see Clio tomorrow whenever I get a chance to run that. Only got a couple days left, obviously, it being Friday night. And then we'll be on to what's next. So I appreciate y'all so much. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below. Got tons of more great content coming up. Stuff that I'm really excited about, really having a lot of fun with. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll go on to what's next. So appreciate y'all so much. Thanks to Will and Nico for hanging out. But till next time, as always, bye.